What's up, everybody? Welcome back to episode number 5 of my interview show. Still not named. Working on that. I'll get it named soon. Don't worry about that part. Today we got Justin from Party Rental Knowledge. If you don't know who he is, YouTuber. The YouTube channel is Party Rental Knowledge. You should go check that out. Subscribe to his channel. He's good stuff. Gigantic Facebook group, about 10,000 people and growing rapidly. Party Rental Knowledge. If you're not in that Facebook group, go join it. I'm actually a moderator in there, so that's a good cosign to let you know that it is a good group. But anyways, we have a wide-ranging conversation about his background, some of the stuff he's up to, and then his opinions on party rental stuff, tent stuff, bounce house stuff, marketing stuff. Great conversation. I think you're going to learn a lot, so get your pencils ready. And then if you guys want to buy my shirt, check out my new shirt. That's right, just launched this. If you guys want to pick one of these up, link is in the description. You can go to my Bonfire store and buy your own. Or if you wanted to get a jump-off shirt, I sell those in a multitude of different colors. A Let's Get Lit shirt, same deal. I got hoodies. I got 3/4 sleeves. All sorts of cool freaking stuff in the Bonfire merch store. So go check that out. Please, if you're new, welcome. Hit the subscribe button. If you're on the podcast, because this also gets cross-posted to the podcast, hit that subscribe button. And then if you're on the podcast, please leave a review of the podcast. 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, whatever you think I deserved. If I brought you any value, if I brought you any education, I brought you any inspiration, type a little review in there. Let people know what you're listening to is awesome. I appreciate your 90 seconds to tell people why I'm cool. All right. Anyways, let's jump into this interview with Justin from Party Rental Knowledge. Here we go.
You make me look short in my videos. In real life, I'm huge.
I jacked my chair up, dude. It's normally down here.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yep. What is up, everybody? Got a fun one for you today. We got Justin from Party Rental Knowledge. He's going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about some of his stories, some of the project he's been working on, and then we will do our best to add as much value as we can to you along the way, teach you and inspire you. Give you some great stuff. So anyways, what is up, Justin?
What's going on? If you don't know me, my name is Justin from Party Rental Knowledge. I have my own YouTube channel. I guess for a couple of YouTubers on your chat, on your, I don't even know what to call it. Is it your podcast here?
Podcast, or this is the interview show, and then I cross-post it to the podcast. It's still not named. I'll name it eventually.
I don't, dude, I have so much stuff too. I have like the Party Rental podcast, but then I also do my videos that I post on there too. I haven't split the channel up or anything. I'm kind of waiting for feedback to think if I should do that. I also have a newsletter. I have a Facebook group too that's got like 10,000 members in it. They're all party rental owners. The YouTube channel is about party rentals. And I have a newsletter that's basically, think about like you go to a trade show. Everybody goes to a trade show because they want to know like where to buy everything from, where to get everything, and there's a bunch of discounts going on. And the newsletter, the links on the bottom here, the phone number, is basically just like that, but year round. And monthly, there's different deals that go on every single month. So there's only, I don't want it to be not fair, so I'm not going to sit there and be like, because I work with Foam Daddy. Like, I'm not going to have Foam Daddy as deal of the month every single month. You can only be deal of the month 2 times per year per company. So there's different companies offering different stuff every single month that we text it out. It's free for everybody to subscribe to. And I'm taking money from that to basically just put into the YouTube channel and give out more educational content. That's kind of what I'm doing, just doing it that way, really. But the newsletter really helps everybody involved. It helps the businesses because they're better getting to people, like they're able to reach more customers, but it also helps everybody. Like, I'm sick and tired of everybody hitting me up and asking me, where do you buy this from? Where do you buy that from? Where can I get this? When I'm like, listen, you subscribe to the newsletter and it link, not only does it like tell you everybody, but you click on any of their logos and it links right to their website. And then like there's deals on a bunch of them and everything like that. It saves time. That, and then like I'll sit there and name like 10 manufacturers and forget 2 others, and they'll get mad at me and they're not even like paying me or anything like that. And another thing is I don't want to be transactional too much with people. Like I'm a rep for Foam Daddy, like because I believe in that company very much. And I'm an operator, but I don't really want to be selling things through the YouTube channel. I want to be educating people. So that's how I make my money and actually do all this stuff too. I haven't even turned my AdSense on for my YouTube channel yet. I'm freaking stupid.
Still, dude? Still?
Yeah, no, I still haven't taken time to do it. I'm stupid there. I probably should.
Yeah, you should, but it's not. Dude, ain't nobody.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. Everybody, like, some people think I'm out here trying to make bunch of money, and it's really like I'm actually trying to like leave a legacy for myself. And so a little bit about me, like I am like a nerd when it comes to party rentals and bounce houses and entertainment. Where my real true value that I say is I'm an entrepreneur, but I'm also an entertainer at heart. So I was born and raised like in the carnival. I'll answer that later. I was born and raised in the carnival. So my mom met my dad in Washington D.C. in the carnival. And then they had me in Buffalo, but then 2 weeks later I was swimming in the Gulf of Mexico, and at 6 months later after that I was in the Rose Bowl parade in California. So I traveled a lot, and I've done a lot of things like in the carnival. My brother was born on Teardown Night in North Carolina, like just the night we take everything down. Like during Teardown, my mom got in labor. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, it's like when it comes to like entertainment, I did my whole life, but then I actually worked for a tent company. It was one of my first jobs in high school. And then I went from that. I worked for there for a while. Then I worked for another tent company. Then I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep doing party rental stuff, but I kind of want like a change of pace a little bit. So I wasn't totally looking for another tent company, but I was like okay with doing it. And then somehow I literally stumbled on a Craigslist ad, and it said that they owned zip lines and freaking stunt jumps and rock walls and bounce houses and all kinds of crazy stuff like that. So I went to go work with them, and they basically do what we do, but on a national level for colleges and large events. And they do some local stuff, but they make we did $100,000 event for a mega church in Texas. We're in Buffalo, New York. It can get crazy the amount of money that you can make in this industry, and that's the way I was taught from them. The stuff that we did, like everybody talks about dollies, like those chair dollies that I put my chairs on and move them around. We used to move bounce houses with those. We had a ditch witch trucks, huh?
The dolly that has the two prongs that are like round forks.
No, I'm talking about the dollies that you put the chairs on and move them, the four-wheeled little dollies. We flip an inflatable, have that on the center, and try moving it down that way. It works sometimes, but like a lot of broken casters, they buy a bunch of cheap equipment. There's a lot of times we get to an event and we have to flip it from the gym door out of the truck, get the truck close to the gym door, and flip it from there all the way to where it's got to go. And I had rookies and stuff like that. And they were telling me technically I was a rookie, but I've been doing this for so long. They're wanting to for example, there was a giant gym, and we get to this door. We have there's 5 inflatables, but actual inflatables, but there's only two items that are going, because 3 of them get laced together and 2 of them get laced together. So there's these 3 giant inflatables, and they kind of they didn't care how it was set up. And the one dude was trying to say, oh, let's put the 3 over there. I'm like, so you want to roll these 3 giant ones on the other side of the gym when we could just have it closer to the door right here, and we can move those 2 smaller ones over there? And he was trying to argue with me, and I'm like, how does that make sense to you? What do you mean? They don't care where it goes. Why would you?
Smarter, not harder, dude.
Yeah, why would you move all this? And that's just the type of problem. I actually was hired on to be because I knew tents real well. So that was 100% I could say whatever I wanted about tents.
And that's from the carnival stuff?
No, because I worked for a tent company too when I got hired on for the tent company. So they hired me on to do tents. This one time we were in this backyard. I was actually in this backyard before and did this whole setup for a different company. And that's a whole nother story, but we're setting up this frame tent, in this backyard, and I already know we're gonna have to lift it over this guy's pool and everything like that. But the whole thing is the guy wanted to start building the frame from the top up. So if you build a frame tent by like grabbing the crown piece and putting all the poles and stuff in it, now when you build your perimeter, you have to lift the entire top of the tent to put the pole in. And I was explaining this to him, and he started getting aggravated with me. It was actually the boss's nephew, and I wasn't having it then, and he was trying to talk down to me, and I actually completely roasted him to the point where he called his aunt and everything. Like, I just kept working. I set the whole tent up myself. While he was complaining, he went in the truck.
Like, that's legit. So is that, at what point do you kind of start to realize, all right, I need to go do my own thing?
Not soon enough, dude. Not soon enough.
Agreed on that.
So I basically worked for this company for like a year and a half, but it wasn't just local setups. Like I said, I was traveling the country doing all these crazy jobs.
Yeah.
All over the place. So then I wasn't getting paid well. They were there was times where I would sleep for like less than 4 hours and stuff like that. And they would send me to go do job. I would set up Meltdown in Boston, Massachusetts, 8 hours away by myself, then go do a bumper car event like the same day by myself, unloading and loading the truck. The truck was so packed I had to unload other items to get to do each event.
Yeah.
So, but I was by myself doing all this stuff. So they were just raking in cash. I was getting paid $13 an hour. Then an inspector was coming to the event, and I knew we weren't supposed to be in that state, but I did it anyways because I was trying to make them. I wasn't going to, say anything, but she told me to go down. So technically, this is where it gets weird. I had massage chairs, bumper cars, and a Meltdown all in the same truck. Now, literally, I went to go, I had to do one event at the same college 2 days in a row, but act as two separate companies. They don't really care at that point. The jig is up. It's going to happen. But I was doing massage chairs the day before, and they were literally, and I was mentioning, because I'm here tomorrow. Just ask, are you doing the event tomorrow? How's load-in going? And she's like, can you be here early? There's an inspector. Red flag. So I freaking, you know what I mean? So I call my freaking boss and let her know. So now they don't have me go to the event at all. And they, you know what I mean? Or they actually, that's not true. They tried having me show up halfway through it so the inspector would be gone. And then I was going to set all the stuff up, it was crazy. And then I was setting all the stuff up, and then literally they would have had 30 minutes or 40 minutes because I was doing it all by myself. They were sitting there helping me pull everything out. And they helped me pull everything out. I told them it's going to take me a little bit to do this. You're only going to have and they're like, oh, well, never mind. And they all just sat there and watched me put everything in the truck by myself. After that, it sucked.
So as all this is going,
I'm in for an hour, bro, and I helped them. I saved them thousands of dollars in fines, right? And they cut my hours because they tried jipping me out of my event pay because I technically didn't do the event.
Right. So as this is all happening, how old are you at this point?
I'm 26 now, so I was literally I was old enough to drink, so I was 21 at least. I was just turned 21.
This is fairly recently. And so
5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago.
And so then when did you start, or actually,
So I actually went back and started traveling the country again. Then that's a short story. I went and started doing the carnival with my dad a little bit more. And I was also rebuilding warehouses across, not warehouses, but retail stores across the country. So doing a lot of different little stuff like that. I was good at putting tents together, so I was also good at putting shelves together. I
come from the retail world, so I know exactly what that.
I was doing merchandising and all that stuff. I didn't like all that stuff. So, did all that. Was a supervisor. Then something crazy happened. I'm not going to get into that. But then I was like, okay, I can go do this for somebody else. But my dad was I think he was in Nashville, and he's like, come play. You know what I mean? Come play Carney Bum. Come hang out. So I was like, I haven't seen him in years, or whatever. I still get to travel. So I was like, screw it. I got a whole bunch of money saved up, so I went and traveled with him. First day that I was in the carnival game, I haven't did this in since I was a kid. My dad would put me in a joint, in a game, and be like, break this person, you know what I mean? This person's got to go on break, sitting here for 15, 20 minutes. You know what to do if somebody comes in, you know what I mean? If it gets crazy, I'll come over here and help you, but you know how to take the money. So I didn't work in a balloon store, which you throw the darts at the balloons.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, you pay $5, you're getting a 50-cent prize. You're at $10, your prize goes up to $1. You know what I mean? But so that's why they call it a store. Just
Oh,
carnival.
okay.
But anyways, I'm in this balloon store and I grossed $1,300 my first night, and it's like the chick next to me that's been doing it for like 5 years, like older chick, been doing it for years, and actually with the show and all that, like she grossed I think 1,100, and like everybody found out and all that because there's no secrets over there, and like she's like, you're telling me this kid was green and all that? Like he is green. He hasn't done this in 10 years, but he was born in it. So like it was just nuts. So I did that for a while, had a falling out with my dad in Florida, but I already planned on leaving Florida in the spring. I just left a couple months beforehand because I was going back and forth from Florida to Buffalo. So I had court actually, but and I had, just to be honest. So then, yeah, I don't care. So then, literally, I met this guy on the plane. I'm sitting in the first row, and this dude sits down next to me, and you know what I mean. Just he's chilling. I introduced myself to him. Like, how are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what do you do? You know what I mean? He's like, I own an entertainment business. It's one of the biggest ones on the East Coast, and then like we do everything I mentioned before too. And I was like, no crap. Like I dropped the company I named before, and it was like, oh, I know who they are and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, I mean, this is what I did and all that. So then he's like, call me in the spring if you want to work. Like, so I was maybe gonna do it, maybe not gonna do it. Then it was right before spring when I had a falling out with my dad over in Florida. So I went and did it. So then I worked with him for like 5 months, 4 months, and like I was doing like everything, all kinds of crazy stuff. I went from Maryland to Florida, did wild events, like all kinds of stuff, like traveling across the country, doing wild events again. And getting paid decently now. So then, but like I wasn't getting paid as much as I should have been getting paid, or like he said that he was going to actually promote me to like a supervisor, never did. Everybody kept telling him I didn't know what I was talking about, like, which is wild. And it's like I'm literally doing all these events and all that. What it was is he didn't give anybody over 40 hours, and he got everybody on the pad. I was living in his house, so I was paying him rent out of my paychecks. He was trailer parked. He was like that's a carny move. Like
Crazy.
It's 100% like he's, you know what I mean? So it was nuts. So basically one day I walked in, I was like, so what's going on? He's like, well, you don't know as much as you told me you know. I'm like, what did I not know when I just went to Florida and did this like freaking giant event? You know what I mean? Like freaking, it was insane. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what do I not know? Like, what? And he couldn't say. I'm like, you're not even on the events. Like, you're playing on your boat every day. Like, what do you talk? Like, you went on one event with me, and I set the entire thing up and did everything and was working with you. And you trained me how to do an escape room in one day, and now I'm the only other guy trained on the escape room. What do you and I'm one of 4 people that can even pull the thing. How do I not know what I'm talking? Like,
so is this when you bounce and go start?
I bounced, went back to freaking Buffalo. I was like, screw it. I went back to Buffalo. I started freaking doing my own thing, getting money and all that, like little jobs. I rejoined the union for the stagehand. That's like peanut money. That's like a fun thing. It's not like I don't make a lot of money. If I make $5,000 a year, like it'd be crazy. Like doing that. It's like it's on call. You know what I mean? I think I can move up once I make $7,000 in a year.
Jeez.
Then I can move up on the list or something like that. Like that, you know what I mean? I think you got to do that for like 2 years in a row. But anyways, I'm doing that stuff to just kind of get some money in. It was busy during that time. I started working for a local company. So if anybody follows me and they know I have like a beef with this one local company, like basically I was working with this company for a week, like 2 weeks. I had to go to a funeral in California, and then I was getting back at like 2 a.m. And then technically they didn't need me till 9. So I could have went to work the next day, but I was like, oh, I'm not getting in till 5. Then they're like, oh, what's your flight number and everything? I'm like, whatever. So I gave my, they found out I lied about this. Like, they didn't hit me up. After I was doing all kinds of stuff. I did a giant event for them and setups and showed them all my knowledge and everything too, but I guess they didn't want to deal with me. So whatever. I did snow plowing that winter. And then I was looking for another snow plow in the spring because that's the best time to buy them because everybody just starts dumping them.
Mm-hmm.
And then somebody was selling bounce houses, like 5 of them. And that was the March right before the pandemic. And I bought them. 5 bounce houses for $5,000. I probably could have got them for like $3,500.
That's still a good deal though. 5 for 5. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, it wasn't bad at all.
And so that is
really
March 2020.
Huh?
That's March 2020.
March 5th
of 2020. Yeah. So then, and so the company's called Just in Case.
My middle name's Case.
That's funny. I like that your parents have a sense of humor. So
Just in Case Party Rentals, yeah.
So Just in Case Party Rentals starts basically March 5th.
It actually was Just in Case Tents and Events, and I changed it because Party Rentals better SEO.
Oh, okay, got you. And so what's crazy to me is the jump off started a little bit before that. So we started with 2 back in June or July of 2019. But then I got my big purchase. I bought 9 units all at once. So that took us up to 11.
So I got really weird, man. During March, so I basically bought those 5. Then the pandemic hit, and I was sitting on like $60K. So I was like, either the world's gonna end and none of this money is gonna matter, or B, parties die, and then like they won't die permanently. They'll just die for a year, and any equipment that I did buy, I would just be sitting on basically until parties go back. Because rental items, if you don't use a bounce house, like that's how you get bounce houses that are 15 years old. They just keep going through shitty company after shitty company, and are never really used.
Oh, right.
Like, so, you know what I mean? They really, like, you have a bounce house that's 10 years old, 15 years old, and it's got discoloration, but it's still solid because it was only rented less than like 50 times.
Dude, I landed 3 units. This was last year, but 3 units from Magic Jump, all from 2008, that are in better condition than some of the stuff I've had since 2019, 2020. Yeah. Because, dude, these things, the graphics are kind of whack because, I guess, I don't know, Magic Jump wasn't doing the right thing with the graphics and they're all glued on, so I ripped them all off. But structurally, those things are money. I got them 3 for $1,200 plus a dolly, plus 6 sandbags and some tarps.
So this is where it got really wild. So I had $60K and I started buying out party rental companies because everybody was trying to sell their equipment and get out of the business.
Right.
And I was like one of the only people like, oh, I'm going to get into this. Like, I'm going to do it. This is the time to buy. Your kid's peeking in the background.
Oh, breaking the rules. Her babysitter is sick today, so she's home with me.
Oh, that's funny.
Baby, are you good?
So, yeah, I was literally basically just doing all that. So I bought a whole tech company. I bought a 20 by 20, 20 by 30, 20 by 40, and 40 tables, 10 cocktail tables, an electric dolly, a bunch of lights and stuff like that, a cooler, like all this crazy stuff, round tables, 10 round tables, all for like under 10 grand.
Wow.
And yeah, so then I like that, and they were all in great condition, like brand new condition. And then literally, I lied. I bought 300 chairs for him too with that.
Dang.
It was all same price.
Yeah, I was the same. I was renting like crazy and saving the money.
That was one company. I bought 3 companies.
Yeah, I did the same. I bought out like little teeny tiny ones.
During COVID though?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so during COVID, because it was just like.
Thank God you're on the other side of the country.
No. But it was just nuts.
I got all the good deals up here. I went to Ohio, Philly, and then Massachusetts.
So I had one where the guy wanted, I don't even remember what he's asking for, and he had like an event, like a party business that did like the characters or whatever, like dress up, like actors and magicians or whatever. And so he had some bounce houses and some water slides. So I still have them. They're my ultimate jumpers. They're killer units. I got those for $900 a piece with blowers and cords and stakes. Then I bought old like 18-foot or 15-foot slide from him that was broken.
Yep.
I stitched it up. I got that for free, and then sold it for $800 2 days later. It was just like,
to do it.
Dude, it was just like fire sale.
I bought a bounce house local off somebody. I bought it at the beginning of the summer or beginning of the spring, and I sold it like the next spring, like right in the beginning, because it was just old and I didn't, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to use it anymore, but I probably could have kept it, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it.
Do you still buy?
I bought it for $800. I sold it for $1,200, and I rented it for a whole season. It was one of like my best renters, so I'm not really.
Yeah. Do you still buy used stuff?
No, I'm done buying used stuff now. I was thinking about growing your business. I would buy used, but now like I'll buy used, maybe concession machines and stuff like that because it's cheaper. But as far as like a bounce house, like everybody wants like $1,500. You know what I mean? For a bounce house that I could get like for $2,500, I can get it just new.
Yeah, So I buy used if the deal is right, and so I'll look. Like I just posted a YouTube video the other day about that silly string video. The kid that I bought that from was badass. I really loved him. So his name was Reese. So shout out to Reese. But like I showed up and that thing was in such good condition. It's like, you know what I mean? Can't pass up. I got silly string on it, but I can deal with that.
Oh, yeah, I'm more of like I'm really picky about what's going into my inventory. And I'm trying to get some of my stuff out of my inventory because I just want it to look like very pristine. My website, like I actually bought a bunch of stuff. Like if you go to my website's like red, white, and blue. Like my main character is like a little guy getting shot out of a cannon, like Evel Knievel. Right. So it's red. All and Buffalo, like the Bills are red, white, and blue. The Sabres are blue and yellow. But like,
what is it? Just in case party rentals?
Yeah, I'll send you my new site. I'll give you. You're gonna get the sneak peek that nobody has seen yet because this has not been public at all. There's still some little stuff going on, but I actually finished most of my homepage and most of my category pages are all done. All the product pages are done. I'm sending it to you on Facebook right now.
Yeah, so I'll put it down in the banner here.
Oh, don't do that.
No,
you can pull it up if you want to share it. I didn't know if you wanted to look at it. Don't put it in the banner.
Okay.
Put that link on screen share and just pull it up real quick though.
Let me get over here. I got a Facebook handle. One second.
We can talk about websites and little stuff about that. I'm using a BCN site now. BCN's a great company. Like they do all the website design to the point where it's I couldn't do this. Like I could sit here, I can learn anything and I can do anything, but the amount of time that it would take me to get to this level to be able to do a website like this would be years.
Oh yeah.
And I would still be missing parts and stuff like that. So when it comes, like all I really had to do is a bunch of the good graphics, and that's because I know how to, or else they would do it for me. So it sped up a lot of things, a lot, and it brought it to like a level that I think is pretty well.
There we go. Jeez, it took forever.
Oh, you're good.
It's going slow, I think, because we've got the stream going.
Yeah, it might. No, I'm like that's a back end site, so it runs a little laggy too. It's not totally public. I gotta switch it onto my domain because I'm still using my old site.
Let's see.
But yeah, I got all my foam day machines on there. I got a video on my homepage. There's a video that goes from like it's embedded into the frame of it. There's a video, but then that video changes based off categories. And then not only that, each product will still have that category video at the top because it's like embedded into the page itself. But then you also have products videos for each and every single product. Every single image is the same size that it needs to be, so everything correlates. There's no random sized images everywhere. All of my images, like it gets really wild. Like actually, like images move in certain places, things flash and do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh, it's not gonna let me share the screen. It's not gonna let me do it. I had to give it permission not to quit and get out.
Here, give me permission. Share screen. Pull that up.
There you go.
I should have just did that from the first place. But you see how everything's like moving? This video is about to get changed. This is one of my IAPA videos. But like, I don't know. I think it looks
It's a
perfect.
good looking site, man.
This word is going to be the only ones at the top, and all this I got to bring to the bottom of the page. But this picture I'm changing out with a picture of myself. These I'm going to put some better items in my feature products. I haven't fully did that yet. I was changing this logo out, and then I haven't figured it out, so I have to have them do that. But you can see like some of the companies I work with, customer reviews. But this is just a home page. That and like I wrote the reviews, but they kind of cut off. These I just copied and pasted mine from Google, but they kind of got cut off here a little bit. So I might just have to put shorter sentences. But yeah, then I got all my different categories. It's just gonna have this, and then all this word's about to go underneath here. I don't want to be showing this right now, but I figured I'd give you a heads up. Like,
there you go.
This is what I'll show you guys something too for anybody that's newer in the industry. If you're just starting out, this bounce house is this bounce house, this bounce house, this bounce house, this bounce house, this one, this one, this one, this one. You know what I mean? All of those can go on this bounce house right here. So this bounce house makes my page look huge, or else it would just be this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to take my water slides out of this bounce house category and just keep them dry.
Yeah, so what he's talking about is that art panel on the top comes off and fits onto any of those bounce houses. And so what you do is you put your inventory to where you've got the different panels on the same bounce house, and it appears to,
you see all the, like, it would only look like there's like 6 or 7 items on this page, or else.
Right.
But now it looks like you got a full page. This is a cool thing, new for 2022. This is what I was talking about. I bought all these new slides.
Oh yeah.
I bought it, but they're red, white, and blue.
Those are cool.
If you notice too, I don't know if you guys can see it on the video, but when you hover over everything, you see how the like background moves, the clouds.
It's so cool. You already showed me that once. That's
like it's
badass.
I gotta do this package. I don't know what I'm gonna do for here yet. I gotta do something for the images for that. I haven't even put any of my packages in yet because I'm waiting for my site to go live, and then it's the way I'm adding content to my site as it's live. So Google likes that, and I'm interlinking all the packages, and just so I can get this live, so I can get some bookings in. I at least have all this stuff going, right?
What percentage of your party rental business is bounce houses, and then what are the other percents make up?
So it's like 40% bounce houses, 40% tents, and then the other percentage is like weird stuff like foam machines and t-shirt guns and marketing stuff.
That's cool. So talk a little bit about tents, because I don't do tents. I'm bounce house and water slide is my niche that I like to stick to for now.
I'm one of the few companies that will actually let you book a tent online, because it's super, like, you have to have everything narrowed down, super complicated. Like when I book this tent, I can't book it. If this tent is booked out for, we'll just keep things simple, the 5th, I can't rent it. If I tried to rent this tent I can't rent it 2 days before or 2 days after. So it has to be 3 days before or 3 days after. So it's got to be like on the 2nd or the 8th.
And so how does you talk through, buying a tent, so if somebody wanted to add tents to their business,
tents,
is it a good idea?
I would learn tents before, like frame tents are easy to set up. Pole tents you have to learn how to do tension. Like basically when you do a pole tent, like each corner is where you start off at, but you put all the stakes up before you even raise the tent. So you got to know where to put the stakes and how to square a tent basically. Sure. I don't use measurements or anything like that. You don't really have to with 20 wides.
Can you click on that and show the difference of the two tents?
Actually, I have all these images. I'm wild for doing that.
That's a pole tent. So
that's a pole tent.
So that's hard.
Literally all these stakes. You start off right here. I basically put the tent on the ground. Okay. First I put a tarp on the ground. I use two 20 by 20 tarps. So if it's a 20 by 20, all I need is one tarp. But if it's a 20 by 30 or 20 by 40, I bring both of them. Don't just get a 20 by 40 tarp and use it for everything because it's super heavy and you're not going to want to drag that thing around everywhere.
But should a bounce house operator buy that for their business, or should they go? Yeah, like
I know makes $5 million a year that does, or a bounce house company that makes $5 million a year because they have 20 wide added to their stuff, and they only do that panel stuff that I was talking about. They only do bounce houses that they can put panels on. They only do generic stuff. They don't do weird stuff. Like they wouldn't buy the red, white, and blue stuff like I did. They wouldn't have a skid steer like I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, because I get people that ask me all the time, is tents a good investment?
They also only do frame tents. You make more money doing tents than you would do bounce houses. Most tent companies.
Right, and I always tell people, if you're going to be a bounce house company, especially if you're new, you have 3, to go and then add a tent, in my opinion, is
if you don't know what you're doing,
a wise decision, because
if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it.
That's what I'm saying. And so, okay, so don't buy that tent if you're new. Can you go to a frame tent?
Yeah, that's what I was about to tell you. You can do a frame tent. I just wanted to show you this. You put the tent on the ground, and then you lay these stakes. You basically pull it and stretch the corners so that this line is straight and this line is straight. And then you put stakes out from the tent.
Yeah.
You basically do that. And then all these stakes got to go in before you even raise the tent. And then you have to start putting them in specifically to do tension. That's what I'm saying. Like, pole tents are complicated, and they can only go on grass. But and you get less money for them. So I just do it because I know tents, and the pole tents are cheap, so I can do this. I also have a guy from a tent company that's working for me too. I just bought a bunch of frame tents. And
so frame tent is
basically, you see, it's hard to see, but there's a pole here. There's a pole here. There's a pole here. There's a pole that goes to each one of these legs, basically. And there's a pole on the top and the middle here, and these crowns. And these are all of these pipes here and here are the same size. All of these ones going up and down are the same size, but these are different sizes than these. And all these legs are the same size. They're probably adjustable too. So now,
good investment for a bounce house operator to buy.
If you know what you're doing. Like, these are easy. You can learn. You can easily. Learn how to do this more.
So I'm right on my
pole tent. But the difference is, like, it's as complicated as you want it to be. Really, like, I have multiple different sizes of these tents, so all these poles, like, I can make 13 10 by 10s as long as I have 13 tops, or I can make like 4 20 by 40s. Do you see what I'm saying? All depends on how many tops I have.
I'm not a tent guy, so you're talking a different language to me.
So basically what I'm trying to say is all these poles can be used for different size tents, and they go together in different ways.
You got to store the poles. You got to transport the poles. The only thing, right?
Storing poles isn't a problem. What I'm saying is, like, when you get out of 20 wides, then you start talking about double-barreled poles, crazier tents. I know, like, the company I was talking about only does high peak frame tents, and they do 20 by 20s and 20 by 40s. That's it. So you can simplify. Like, simplifying it is the best thing you can possibly do for your business.
Agreed.
Simplifying everything.
Agreed.
So I think what I'm doing is simple compared to what a lot of other people do. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm still simplifying it, but it could be even more simple. But I don't want to sit there and spend all the money to own a bunch of 20 wide tents. But then I also can't do 10 by 10s with the same frames. So it's kind of a preference, but you know what I mean? They have
if you want to go into tents as a bounce house, if you want to go into tents as a bounce house operator, think twice about it. I always suggest that they don't do it.
I think
unless they have a background.
I think you should go. There's schools that'll teach you how to do this.
If you're hell bent on it, go ahead. But
you make a lot more money with tents than you will bounce houses, and if you can do both, you'll make a lot. Like I said, dude, everybody that Like it was my second year last year. I did 165K. I was worried about doing content constantly. I was growing my company, and sometimes I didn't get to the warehouse till like 9 o'clock, and I would load that day. This year is about to get like way crazier than that. I was really relaxed last year, and I did 165K.
Right.
I didn't market outside Google Ads. I didn't go to one building and do an in-face try to like cold call, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't call. I still had school rentals. Like I was so busy, I didn't know how to handle it. I was just kind of like figuring out processes and training crew. Now I have crew trained, and I'm basically just trying. Like now I have people now, especially because I bought all these frame parts from a tent company. So it's not even like I have to go set all these tents up and teach them all. I have a guy that was the manager of that company that could set all these tents up now too. So it's all about like, would I be going as gung ho as fast as I would if I didn't have that person? Probably not. I have like 50 tents now. I would probably only have like maybe 10 if I didn't have the other dude.
Got it. Where do you find your guys? Like, what's your trick on hiring, recruiting, interviewing, etc.?
All word of mouth. All word of mouth. Yeah, basically like my main guy, I grew up with him. He's like my brother / cousin.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up with him, but we have like a lot of respect. He doesn't think of me like as some kid that like he used to babysit me, but he doesn't treat like I'm his boss. He knows it. You know what I mean?
Right,
And like he sees the phone calls I get and how much money I bring to the table for him, and you know what I mean? Like so there's a lot of respect there. But I consider him family, and he knows I'm looking out for him. I'm going to give him a percentage of the sales this year, of the profits, not the sales.
Little sweat equity.
Just I told him straight out, man. Eventually, like my whole goal is to like I'm actually starting a video production company in Buffalo myself too. Just because I want to do all my video in house. So if I have all these video editors and they're working and doing stuff for me, my mind is why not have them do film for other people sometime? But the 90% of the business will be me. But in the winter when it's slow, why can't I go do some rap videos? Like
that's cool.
So that's basically how my mindset there. That, and especially in an age where content is more and more needed, that could be beneficial. But I'm also trying to start like my own distribution or something like that in Buffalo, where I could like basically distribute some of the products. I'm in a great area to do so. So it's kind of like playing things like that. But then if I have products from other companies here, while I'm just distributing them, I can distributing them, then I could also film them too. Like, and not only that, maybe start like an actual like in-person course where you can come here and learn how to do inflatables. So now you come and buy your inflatables from Tent and Table or whatever, like, you know what I mean, just in case logistics or something. And now you can be like, go to like an actual training for a day. So bring your inflatables. I'll show you how to roll those. We'll work with them and I'll train you on them.
Right.
And then go back to wherever you got to do it. And like, I don't know. I get like this winter, I was really busy working on my website and working on a lot of stuff, but I'm trying to get myself less and less busy, but not less and less busy to like do nothing, less and less busy to do other things.
Right. Like, I got the same gift and the same curse. So
yeah, so it's like it's just wild. So that's basically how Foam Daddy started. Foam Daddy, I'm about to start distributing stuff out of my warehouse for Foam Daddy. So obviously they're paying me for that, and I have space in my warehouse, so that lowers my rent cost.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I mean, it's like
I'm literally right around the corner from UPS too, so all I gotta do is drop solution over there, or whatever, and it gives more work for my guys. And I've been also trying to have like an in-shop person cleaning machines, cleaning bounce houses, stuff like that. So being like if they have to do Foam Daddy deliveries or something like that to UPS once a day or something, you know what I mean? That's just more hourly pay for when like I'll have them consistent, but if they're not doing deliveries, at least they're still getting paid, and I can have them do other stuff in the warehouse. Yep. So basically all that's long story short. I want a clean warehouse this year if I get that done. Like, and not, you know what I mean? Because dude, sometimes you already know, man. Sometimes it gets crazy, like a bomb went off in there, like after
Oh, dude,
a wild weekend.
mine's good now, but mine was mixed up with Christmas light mess and with bounce house mess because both businesses were coexisting, and it was
I have
crazy.
tent poles all over my warehouse because I have so many of them. There's
Yeah.
so much tent. I have bought so much that there's a company going out of business, so technically I actually bought 4 companies now. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Love
But
it,
that wasn't during COVID though, so it was different. Like
right.
this is tech. So now, yeah, I just bought another company out, all their tent products or tent supplies. So I just bought. That's where I got all the frame tents from.
Cool. All right, so let's talk Facebook group because real quick for everybody watching, if you're new to the game or even if you've been in the game a while, go get in the Facebook group. I'm gonna put it up right here so you can see it. But Party Around Knowledge Facebook group, it is my favorite of the 9 zillion Party Around Facebook groups. The reason it's my favorite is because number one, it's big, it's biggest. Number two, it's not cynical. It's not negative. It's not a bunch of haters in there, dude. It's good people that comment, that good things. It's a very good community. So if I've got a co-sign for any of them, for sure, the Party Around Knowledge group. So take us through kind of how it started. Like, what's the background of the whole thing?
So basically, it gets weird. It all started because I was in a Facebook group and I started posting my YouTube videos, and then he kicked me out of the Facebook group for helping people on my YouTube channel because I was getting too much influence, I guess. So I was like, dude, I've been learning. I don't know. Like, I'm growing. This is like, you know what I mean? I only know what I know from talking to so many different people. And like, you know what I mean? Like, I know from being in the industry, like there's a bunch of like deliveries. I can do deliveries all day long because I've been moving equipment from, I'm 6'5", 380 pounds. Like, I literally have just been moving. Like, everybody calls me to move their house. Everybody calls me to move everything. I've been moving things my entire life, like material handling things my entire life, packing up every single week, the entire show into a box truck and then going up and setting it up like again, but then exponentially going to other companies and just set up, takedown. So that I don't know anything about business. Like, I don't know, you know what I mean? I had to learn, like, the reason I started YouTube was because of Adam, the tent guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shout out to Adam, the tent guy. He's the man. Like,
he's a good dude.
Literally, he was out. He's like, I was like, well, what? There's no bounce house information. I should just go on here and do it. He's like, do it. But the reason I was following Adam, not like I went out to his house and helped him set up. It wasn't. He has people go out there all the time that he trains and teaches them. Like, he wasn't teaching me anything. He tried to teach me how to do like a clove hitch, which is if like instead of those ratchets on that pole tent, you can do it with an actual just a rope. And I'm like, don't do that. I'm like, I was like, dude, I know how to do this. I just grabbed it out of his hand and just did it. I was like, don't do that. Like, we're chilling and talking. Like, I know how to set up all these tents. Like, tips and different stuff, but don't try and teach me how to do a clove hitch.
Right.
Like, it was just funny. But so then, yeah, he got me into doing all the YouTube stuff. And then I got kicked out of the Facebook group. I'm not even gonna name it. Don't go to that one. And then
just go to Party Rental Knowledge, join that. Yeah, I'm actually admin in there.
Party Rental Bosses is good too. It's Jana. I'm trying to actually she's a part owner of Event Hawk too, and I'm trying to promote her, and she's trying to be more of like she already is an influencer, but like she just talks. She don't do videos, so I'm trying to basically grow her group and her presence off that group herself too.
I didn't know that was her group.
Just because she wants it. I don't really care either.
So go to 2 groups. Only go to 2 groups.
There's like 3 people. There's like 3,000 people in that one, but there's like 10,000 people in mine. Not to measure things or anything, but no, seriously, because hers is way newer. Anyways, so I got kicked out of the group, so I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna create a better group. He's like, well, go ahead. You're not competition or anything like that. And then less than a year, I had a bigger group than him. And it's like, the community like is a big thing for me when we do this stuff, because it's not just about growing the biggest group. It's growing the most active group and then keeping all the negative stuff and the rip off people like out of it. So there's not a bunch of Chinese people trying to sell you stuff. Like there's only like 5 main good manufacturers, I feel like, in China. And all the there's hundreds of Chinese manufacturers apparently, but they're all like resellers for these 5 main factories and like trying to like do different prices. And then they'll have like a design, they'll shortchange you on the design, use non-quality materials, all kinds of different stuff. So I can go ahead and tell you how to buy from China and everything like that. But that would, one, piss off a lot of the manufacturers in the US. Two, I don't believe in it because I think that I believe in American manufacturing, and I believe that we should be getting more of the manufacturing that we outsource to China back into America. So those are my actual beliefs politically. So I'm not going to sit here and like teach you guys how to go do all that stuff. It's super risky. Like there's a million reasons. You have to have a cost barrier of entry, and most people watching this are like buying their first bounce houses.
Right.
Like it's just not. So I don't let that in the group. You know what I mean? Like you want to have a serious conversation. You know what I mean? Sometime we can have a conversation sometime, but it's not for inside the group. So I don't let a lot of Chinese manufacturers post in there. I only let preferred manufacturers go in there. So that's one thing that makes the group really good. Two, there's a lot of people that bully people in this industry. They'll like either A, give you bad advice because you're right down the street from them or right around the corner, or even a city. Like there's people that probably don't like me that's an hour away because they come to Buffalo for certain things. You know what I mean? So they just like there's some people that are like super aggressive. Now then there's like other people that's like one of the main guys in Buffalo. And I talk to him almost every single day and we chat with each other.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm friends.
There's new people that like you can like look it up. Look Mason's Bounce House Rentals. There's a whole bunch of people that have literally contacted me on the Facebook group saying I'm from Buffalo, and like literally like, are you cool with me learning from you and doing this stuff? And like I literally made him like helped him make so much money this year, and he's in my area. Yep. Like don't like I like literally don't. That's not what makes me mad. When you start bullying other people. Like I had somebody call me out today. Oh, you kicked me out of the group and stuff like that. You're censoring the group. I'm like, okay, well, you're actually bullying people and all this stuff. He's like, name the last time I bullied somebody. It's been I haven't bullied anybody recently. And I'm like, dude, why do you even have recently in that thing? The fact that that's like even in the sentence is like just wrong. Like, okay, maybe you changed your ways, but like I don't have. He's like, show me proof that I was bullying. I'm like, okay, I kicked you out 4 months ago. I don't save that stuff. I'm not a 12-year-old girl. Like you think I got let's pull up a screenshot right now. Like
well, that's how you keep it positive. That's how you make sure that the group stays positive. The other one that I was in a long time before Party Around Knowledge, before I even knew about it, Party Around Knowledge group was extremely cynical. Not necessarily negative, but somebody gets in there and says, "Hey, I just got in the industry." You'd have comment after comment. Good luck. Run away. Sell it now.
So you listen. I'm not even gonna like say that those comments do not go in the group, but the vibe is totally different because like vibe. It like literally like I'll post that sometimes when I see this like, oh, I'm thinking about getting in the industry. Like oh, are you sure? Like you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Like just as a joke, because we've been doing it for so long. But like I try not to make posts like that as much anymore because like people don't know when you're joking.
Yeah, you can't read the sarcasm.
So I can't joke around as much. So if I do like, are you sure? Then I'll have to like, because I have to type it because I want to, because that's my personality. But then I like in the same thing, literally like JK, and then put the actual like the positive answer. But I have to like at least try to be funny because it's like my nature. But I realize like I can't. It can't even be broken. It has to be in the same same actual bubble. Like in my opinion, you know what I mean? Like spacebar JK, like or like you know what I mean? So like it's I don't know. That's just because I can't help myself. But there's a lot of people that don't even do that at all. There's less and less trolls in the group. There's people but then there's like people that are so active, but then they troll around and mess like Freddie. Freddie's all over the place. You know what I mean?
He
But
is. He's
like,
funny.
he's harmless. He's not being negative to anybody or anything like that. He's just
Right.
wild. You know what I mean? Like I have the same energy. I just channel it. I have the exact same energy. Like you should see me when I'm not on camera, like cussing, freaking just constantly like doing wild stuff. And it's like, what is going on with this dude? And then you see me on YouTube, and it's like, oh hey everybody. Like I literally have to take it down, kind of not. This is probably one of the most wild I've actually been on a video.
That's good. I'm glad I'm getting the real you.
Well, you always get the real me. You just don't. You know what I mean? Like you don't get the full 95%. Nobody gets the 90, like the whole 100, or else I gotta say the F-bomb.
I don't care. You're more than welcome to.
Oh, I'm saying no.
It's up to you. It's up to you. So,
no,
all right. So
I'm chilling. I try to keep it professional when doing all this. That's another thing that keeps the group really, really well. Is like how professionally I take all this stuff. Like even the group in itself, I've actually taken a step back because even though it's Party Rental Knowledge Group, like I may change the name of the group. I may change some because I'm trying to. It's weird branding. I do all this stuff under Party Rental Knowledge and stuff like that too, and everything. So maybe I'll change my YouTube channel. I don't know how to change my YouTube channel name, but maybe I'll change the Facebook group name or something like that because I wanted to kind of get off of being just my group. Like I've talked to you. That's why you're a moderator in the group now too. Like the whole thing is to have other YouTube. Like it's not even just YouTube people. It's anybody that's interested in educating people in the community. So there's people that you can sell a bounce house banner, okay? But then you could teach people or you could be on there every day and show you videos of the bounce house banners in your warehouse and how you sell them. Or you can come on here and teach people that tell them, okay, I make bounce house banners, so I know what bounce house banners rent the most and what what you should buy. If you want to buy them for me, buy them for me. But you know what I mean? Like these princess ones do really, really well. Unicorns do really, really well. Pirates do really, really well. Like I see you're trying to buy these up. You know what I mean? You're looking at stuff, you're thinking like this. Maybe like these are my top 5 sellers, and they're also like the top 5 renters. And you know what I mean? Talk about stuff like that, and then sell your banners. Like don't just come in here just to be transactional all day. And that's you know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at with it. So there's not just influencers or YouTubers, whatever the frick you want to call us. Like there's not just those people that are trying to educate and help, but there's also businesses trying to educate and help in there. And that has brought a lot of like the non-biased, because I have my opinions. Go buy Foam Daddy. You know what I mean? You like Greg. You know what I mean? I think Greg's a great guy. I had Greg on my channel too. The YouTube channel and my newsletter I keep as non-biased. If Greg wants to come on the newsletter and sell his foam machines, he totally can. It's the same price as anybody that wants to sell their foam machines. OFX can come on there and do their foam machines and stuff. Even though I work with Foam Day, because the newsletter is separate and it's its own entity, basically going around and spreading all the information, all these different places. Because I work with Foam Daddy, if I didn't let Greg in, if he wanted to, like that wouldn't, it wouldn't be fair. That would just be that. It wouldn't be my newsletter. It'd be like my affiliate store.
And so if you go into a little bit more detail of the newsletter, because
any business watching, if you want to join the newsletter, it's $250 a month. You pay $250 a month. I text out. I have 1,900 people now in a texting list. I text them and email them, and I basically send them a link to the newsletter. Why don't we just do this? I can.
If you can put it up
pull
there.
up the newsletter. Let me send it to your Facebook. So I send this link out to Facebook, or I post it. It's posted in every single one of my videos. It's posted everywhere. There's other YouTubers posting it. Here I am on Nick's channel, and we're talking about it. So it's basically everywhere. Hold on. But it's not just a static image. It's not just like, oh, he wrote this content this month. It's sorry. It's
Can you put it up on your screen and add it to the?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I just didn't have it like saved right here.
Oh, I got you.
So I pulled it up. Basically, here, I'll show you. You go to this website. We on right now? Got it? Okay.
Yep.
So you go to this website, like as you can see, new deals come in 11 days, 21 hours, 5 minutes. I got to update this number because we grew so much. So I think we're like at 9,600 members now. These are how many vendors are in here. These are how many savings per year. I update this number every month based off how many members are in a group and how many people, like how many sales people tell me to get. And yeah, there's all these different brands. Deals of the month. We got Granite Industries. They're going ahead. They got $100 off the Big Herc. All for free. You get $100 off a Big Herc just for being in here. 15% off 10 to 20 gallons of foam packs with Foam Daddy. Fix My Inflatable. This is an actual course to learn how to fix your inflatables and sew your own inflatables and repair your own inflatables. All these, like, look at, you go here, let's click on Granite Industries. Takes you right to their store. It's loading. Loading. There's probably an image here. It's probably because I'm screen sharing. But yeah, all these electric dollies. Granite Industries not only make, like, they want to sell a lot of Big Hercs, so they're pushing people to there too. But I don't know if you heard Block and Roll. They made an electric Block and Roll cart too. It's mainly for tech people. They have all these different stuff, but not only like they do racking, table and chair storage racks. Look at that. You see what I'm saying? Like what, like they have some staging. Like you put these together for like stages for concerts and or school events and stuff like that. And they need stages. They make all this stuff. So it's not just like the, you know what I mean? They're an actual manufacturing plant. They're pretty, like, this is an awesome company. Definitely want to shine some light out. Shine some lights on Granite. But then you got Foam Daddy. I'll talk about them all day, but I'm not trying to. But then Bouncy Castle Network. This is the website that I use on here. I'm building an IO site. You're on IO. I'm building another IO site for quotes just so I can use both and help educate people better.
I had Tim on yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we chatted for about 40-ish minutes. Should have that video up hopefully tomorrow.
Tim is such a great guy, dude. Tim, like, if you guys like BCN and Tim, like Ollie and like those guys are just really, really great people. I've had some bad experiences with other companies. And no, I literally, like, I couldn't say anything bad. Like, Tim as a person is just like one of the nicest people I've ever met, like, hands down. But yeah, then we'll talk about Event Hawk. I also work closely with Event Hawk. You work with Event Hawk a little bit sometimes, don't you? Don't you have Event Hawk now or no?
Yep. I got Event Hawk. They're doing my ads, and then I got Event Hawk on my site. Had Tariq on last week. That video is up and live. And then
Tariq's an amazing person. He's one of those companies that I talk about, like MBCN and IO. These are all companies, and Tent and Table. These are all companies that literally go into Party Rental Knowledge and give out education for free, not just to sell their services. Like, they're actually trying to improve the industry. They all sell stuff. They all have their businesses. They all supply the industry, but they actually do quality, non-biased education. Like, you know what I mean, to help people out, like whether it benefits you. So Bouncy Castle Network will give you information that will literally help you if you are using them, or IO. And IO does the same thing with Bouncy, you know what I mean? So, like, that's why I love these two companies. They're competitors. They're in the same thing here, but they actually, like, they're all in it for actually making the industry better. Urban Hippo, they actually make a whole bunch, like a lot of the videos that you'll see me post, the animated ones. Here, I'll click on their website. Liam is, oh, this is probably going to take, this might not load though.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll load.
Because he's all videos. Oh, there we go. But these are all animated videos for like party rentals and stuff. Like, I wonder if we can get one real quick to play. It's just a random material.
What do you think of this, Brody?
I can't stop looking at it. I don't know why.
What do you think?
But it's cool because you can literally, if this, like, oh, this isn't my bounce house, this isn't a cotton candy machine I use, this isn't an inflatable I own. He could like, show you my YouTube channel.
That castle.
You like that castle?
Yeah.
So I take Liam's videos, and this one I made, but he made this one.
If you want to throw the coolest Christmas party in town, we're your #1 choice for bounce house rentals with a number of different.
Like, you see this? That's bounce house I own. This is what I own. I own all of these. He puts the images that we want and need in there, and then, like, I don't know if this one does it, but like this one doesn't do it, but he's got ones where they start bouncing around and stuff like that too. Let me see here.
Magical parties do exist, but only one great party rental will do. We could conjure a spell that will capture
Baby girl likes it.
party guests in a way you've never seen before. When you're ready, place an order.
These are all units that I own.
Together.
Oh yeah, they bounce around. That's super cool.
Yeah, he does all kinds of crazy stuff. Liam's the GOAT when it comes to that stuff. Let's see here. I have so many tabs open. All right. Jump Orange, Chet Table, they're my inflatable. I have been talking to so many different inflatable manufacturers. Some of them are literally telling me that they would be down to be in the newsletter, but they're not even marketing at all right now because they're so behind. So it's like a catch-22. But there should be some more inflatable manufacturers coming soon. I want to have more tent manufacturers. Palmer Snyder's supposed to be on here soon too for table and chair manufacturers with deals. It's growing. You know what I mean? There's a bunch of people on here already. There's already over what? This will save you, I think, 15%. I think this is like will save you at least like $60-$70 or something like that. So there's already $320 in savings just right here.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
But like there's other stuff on here too. Free professional website with iOS list. You get $20 off Urban Hippo. Let's see here. No, I think that's it. Like there's other deals too, even though they're not in the deal of the month. This is just a showcase because like different companies. For companies that are watching this is $500 for a month. You can only do it twice per year. Because we're highlighting you, and this is the reason anybody that's watching this that isn't a manufacturer. This is the reason that you want to sign up for the newsletter because these are changing every month. So, okay, this doesn't benefit you now, but maybe there's some crazy deals next month that you might like. So just check in once a month. That's all we really ask or want people to do is look at what people are offering once a month. And if you don't know where to buy some things from, you can come in here and look. Like I said, there's not a ton in here, but there's a lot, and I'm adding more every single month. So if you follow me on my YouTube channel and everything like that, why not follow me as this grows too? Because this is something that I feel like is actually like really, really powerful and growing to the point where it can help a lot of people. And yes, this is the main way that I actually make money to support the YouTube channel because I don't want to like I get some commish from Foam Daddy. I'm not gonna lie, you know what I mean? But I get paid. Like I don't get commish, I get paid from them to do
right.
Better explain that better. But literally in doing so, I've opened myself kind of vulnerable having Greg on the newsletter. But he's more than welcome to do it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and talk on my videos all day about Greg's stuff because I don't use his machines fully. Do you see? You know what I mean? And that's where it goes back to the group and having the channel is non-biased. Like I have my own biases. I like I like leisure activities. I love Jump Orange. Leisure activities was in the newsletter for a while too. They go on and off randomly. They only want to come in with the deals, I guess. Which is like I don't know what you can still have deals but not be in the newsletter. I was telling them, but they're old school. Basically, what I'm saying here is the newsletter is non-biased. My channel is no longer going to be fully non-biased. When it comes to education, I feel like I'm non-biased. But when it comes to, okay, I like Foam Daddy. Like, you know what I mean? I like leisure activities. I don't want to be sitting here thinking that like I can't say what I like. But there's also a million reasons why I like dude, if I were in your area, I would have nothing but pools.
Oh yeah.
But in Buffalo, New York, I'm 90% sure they're gonna become just like New Jersey and PA and ban pools. Like there already is a law in state in New York saying that any body of water you need a lifeguard for. They just don't enforce it for inflatables yet. But give us some time, and I guarantee it'll come to pass.
That's great.
So I only have 2 units, and I love Jump Orange to death. But I haven't bought Jump Orange units this year, even though I want to, because there's a couple of them they haven't made with landing pads. And they're coming out with some too. And eventually, once they do, I'm grabbing some because I love Jump Orange units. But like then there's companies that I don't talk about as much, even though I love them. And like, because I don't have any of their units yet, and I only could buy so many at a certain time. You know what I mean? I buy so much at a certain time, and there's so like I only got so much money, and I'm broke as it is. So like, there's certain things I want to grab, like Bouncing Angels, awesome company. You know what I mean? I don't own any Bouncing Angel stuff though, not because I don't want to buy from Bouncing Angels, but it's because they're on the other side of the country. Like I would have bought from Jump Orange if it wasn't for the free shipping, probably.
Right.
Like. It's just simple, you know what I mean? Bouncing Angels, I want to catch them with a good order. Like this is how I look at it. There's like at least 5 inflatables from every manufacturer that I would probably buy. And eventually I will have all those, but I can only go one at a time and do my things. I can only own so much. So that's where inherently, even if I don't want to be biased, I'm going to be biased because I can't own everything right away. Like, dude, you like Jolly Dolly. You know what I mean? I haven't gotten a Jolly Dolly yet, you know what I mean? But Big Herc is right around, they're right, like, Granite's right around the corner for me.
Right.
They're in like Cleveland. You know what I mean? So I'm getting that, and the waiting list was at the time wasn't right. But eventually I would love to have a Jolly Dolly and a Granite and a Jerry Shepherd so I can do a video against all of them. Or like, you know what I mean? Or if we're all meeting up, bring them all down to IAPA and do a video or something.
That'd be cool.
But like that's what I'm saying. But not because that's so I could do non-biased videos and show everything all, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm gonna like give it a month. I'm gonna have a Granite. There's gonna be a Big Herc in my warehouse, and you're gonna see a lot of the Big Herc.
Right.
Do you see? You know what I mean? So that's where my newsletter is my real chance to be completely non-biased, and I'm not the only one promoting it. Like you can have Jolly Dolly in there and everything too, and be like, "Yo, Jolly Dolly's in the newsletter," and then at the end of the day, they might be going out. We're talking about Jolly Dolly and Granite and going to the newsletter, but they might need other stuff too that's also in the newsletter, and that's the whole power of it. Like
that's cool.
You know what I mean? Me and you have our own dolly manufacturers, but you don't. You know what I mean? You don't know anything about tent manufacturers, so you know what I mean? If they find a tent manufacturer out of there, that's also beneficial to your viewers.
Right.
So that's kind of the whole concept within the newsletter. The Facebook group is just as non-biased. Like I go in there and post whatever the hell I want to educate. You know what I mean? But so do you, and so does everybody else. So yeah, if you see me sit there and talk about Foam Daddy in the group or do a Foam Daddy, you know what I mean, video, well, all right, I like Foam Daddy. I'm gonna keep saying I like Foam Daddy. But whereas you're allowed to go in there and do what you could do. I'm about to do like educational content for Foam Daddy. Like you could go in there and do educational content for Greg.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's, do you see what I'm saying? Like that's at the end of the day, everybody's being educated. The whole community's being built up. And at the end of the day, foam is being built up. Like I own a foam machine. If foam awareness grows, the more foam awareness happens, there's another foam machine in Target besides the FOMO. Like that just builds awareness.
Yep.
They see that little thing going, you know what I mean? Then they see a video of like my cannon going nuts, and they're like, "Why didn't we just spend the $200 and rent that thing? We don't need to. We're not going to play with foam every day all year. Okay, cool. We own this little machine. The machine sucks anyways. Spend the $200 with this guy. He's got bounce houses too. Hell yeah. Oh wait, we don't have to get a tent from a different company. We don't have to spend $100 in delivery for 3 different companies. Oh sweet." And this is how I hit everybody. So that's why listen, you could tell people not to get tents, but like I feel like, mark my words, you're gonna own tents in the next freaking 2 or 3 years.
I'm not saying I won't or don't want to. I just tell people that they have 3 bounce houses. Like I was thinking about buying a tent.
Oh yeah, no.
No, no.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying, like, don't think like I wouldn't even be risky. Like, I feel like people that have 3 bounce houses wouldn't even know what to do with those either.
That's my point.
So, like, yeah, but if you came from a background where you knew bounce houses but didn't know tents, I would still say try to do tents.
Like I have intentions on going into tents eventually.
Yeah.
I got to get some other stuff in line first, right? And then the way I look at it too, and this is what I teach people that ask that question. I'm like, whatever that tent's going to cost you, how much is it going to make? You don't know because you don't do tents. Take a unit that you know in your inventory that's a bounce house or a water slide, right? Water slides down here, water slides make the money, but I can go buy an 18-foot water slide and make 10 grand on it. I know. Yeah. I would rather do that until I get to 50 or 75 units.
You can buy a 20 by 20 pole tent with the poles and everything like that for like $2,500. Mm-hmm. And you can rent it for $300, $250. So 10 rentals, you already got your investment back. Besides, every time you rent a tent, you most likely got the tables and chairs with it.
Right.
That's $10 for a table to rent a table. You buy them for about $1.60. So it takes a little bit more return on your investment. But a lot of time you get tables and chairs. You can get tables and chairs with your bounce houses too. And you get tables and chairs with your by themselves. So they go out more to basically, and that was $1.60 for a table recently. It used to be $1.20, but wood went up.
Oh.
And that's for wood tables. I don't do plastic tables. That's for preference, basically, and longevity. You get to replace your plastic tables every few years, but wood tables you can keep them for 5 to 10. What else? But yeah, no. What I'm saying is, if you didn't work for a bounce house company before you did this, did you?
I've never even freaking jumped on one, dude.
So that's what I'm saying. I have so much experience doing this stuff, both. So I was definitely going to do both.
Yeah, yeah.
What I'm saying is, if you have just tent, this is a fact. If you have tent experience and are doing tents, you can definitely make money doing bounce houses. And you 100% could go ahead and just do bounce houses, and pretty much it won't be a crazy learning curve.
Right.
Now, if you go from learning how to do bounce houses or knowing how to do bounce houses and already been good at that, starting a company that already did bounce houses, you could start your own company. There's a little learning curve there, but not as much. The setups is whatever. So go ahead and do your tents then too, and learn how to do tents, so that you can build your business that way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Instead of trying to do a bunch of bounce house businesses and try to add tents in there later. So do you see what I mean? That. So if you knew bounce houses, tents are really I would take the time to learn how to do tents. But there is a learning curve, 100%. Frame tents are more versatile. There's easier to put up frame tents, but the ones that dude had, I told you he does 20 by 40s, but they're all 20-foot poles, so he has to have an 18-foot box truck at least. He probably has a 20-foot box truck. Do you see what I mean? So I have those poles too, but I have a ladder rack on my truck that I put them on, and I hate doing that. It takes so much extra time and everything. So I stopped doing that too. Now I have my frame tents on there, but I have them priced a little bit higher, and it's more towards weddings. I can buy a couple extra pieces and turn that 2 20 by 20s that I put together. I can just buy a couple extra pieces in the top and just make an extra unique 20 by 40. And I think I'm going to do that for weddings. And that'll be my wedding line, is the actual high peak stuff. Because they just look nicer. They're more fancy and stuff like that. So that's my idea basically. But I'm only doing 20 wides. 20 wides keeps it simple. 20 wides and 10 by 10s and 10 by 20s and stuff. They're easy to slap up, easy money. I'm also in an area you're in a city kind of, right? Or you in the outskirts kind of?
It's like the burbs, and it's removed from the city by a lake. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me about that. But what I'm saying is big backyards or little backyards?
Big.
Yeah, okay. It's 50-50 here. So I live in a city, but then there's also like a bunch of houses outside. Then it gets like I drive 5 miles that way or that way or that way, and then it's, you know what I mean? Like where I'm at right now, no backyards. But then 5 miles, then they got backyards that have like a tent and like some bounce house, maybe a bounce house, maybe. And if I go like 10 miles out, then it's like they're on farms.
Yeah.
Or huge backyards, rural areas, and that's kind of how it is over here in Buffalo. Like it gets rural real quick here. There's like I could probably go visit a dairy farm in less than 20 minutes.
It's same here. You just go a little bit north. Boom, you're right in the right as it, because where I live is flat as a pancake, and then it starts to get a little hilly. We go a little bit north, 20 minutes, and it's stud farms, ranches.
Yep.
All that kind of stuff. I don't rent up there much anymore. I used to back when the jump off was small. I don't go up there much anymore.
I'll go out. I only go where it's all based off mileage. So I think my max mileage is 20 miles now.
Yeah, mine's we'll deliver anywhere.
Yeah, it's 20
but it's
miles.
just a fee. Yeah, because my travel fee starts, I think, at, I don't know if it's 12 or 15 miles. And it starts from that point, and the further away you go, the more it costs.
So it's basically it's priced. It's okay. So it basically tells you the first 2 miles are free, but it's really 10 miles off the. It's like 8 miles off the thing. So say you go 10 miles out.
Mm-hmm,
okay? So now 10 miles is really 40 miles.
Right.
Because you're dropping off, you're going out there, then going back, then you're going out there again, and then coming back.
Right.
So that's literally, so now $1 per mile is really $4. You see what I mean?
Right.
So that's why the 2 really becomes 8, and every dollar is just a 4. So that's how my system works. So every mile is like $4 a mile, but that's how it's calculated.
Gotcha.
But the first 2 miles are free, so within, like, you know what I mean, anything within 2 miles is free. That's basically how I want it to work. I don't know if it's gonna work like that yet. I might have to switch it up a little bit.
Very cool. All right, man. Well, anything else you wanted to plug? Anything else you wanted to? We touched on a lot. We went pretty deep, so.
I know, right? Just sign up for the newsletter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, join the Facebook group. Be an active member of the community and like help grow somebody local to you. Don't just take all this information that me and Nick give you and just hog it all to yourself. Spread the love, spread the wealth. Tell them to subscribe to our YouTube channels too.
Good stuff. Well, everybody, thank you for joining us. If you are watching from the YouTube channel, please subscribe to mine, and then as soon as you're done subscribing to mine, go over to Party Around Knowledge. Subscribe to Justin's.
I look short in my videos now.
You what?
You make me look short in my videos. In real life, I'm huge.
I jacked my chair up, dude. It's normally down here.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yep. But and then if you guys are listening on the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and then go leave a review of the podcast. That helps me immensely and it means the world to me. So now I'm short on the video.
Yeah.
But anyways,
if you're listening on the podcast, I'm sorry I brought a bunch of websites on there. You just listen to me like click around. I don't know what I'm talking about. Go watch the video.
Yes, go watch the video. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. Peace out.